All right. Which is why this is important now, especially because dude, if they scroll through your stuff and you're not posting, they think you're closed. They think you shut down.
I know.
It is ridiculous. And I'm not active on TikTok right now. So once I get to 5,000 followers on Instagram, my shift is now going to go into TikTok. TikTok's a different type of video.
Right.
You know, like Instagram / Facebook, it's really more for like, I guess my generation, like these like, you know, 30s to 40s, you know, like these people. And Facebook is for older people, I guess. But
I've been told that too.
Yeah, right. And it's like, dude, really? Because I don't use Facebook. Instagram is kind of where I get a lot of the things that I look at. But I know that my staff told me this last week, and it kind of stung a little bit, but they were correct. You know, it was like, they were like, you know what? Like, your Instagram is not really my vibe, you know, but my dad would love it. I was like well, that's technically kind of like the audience that I had in mind when I'm like putting out this content, right? But dude, it's so they're like, so what do you use? And they're like, TikTok. And you're like, but you can't put stuff like this on TikTok because people scroll right by it. So you gotta like, it's gotta be like dancing or something, you know. I was like, oh, that's not my thing.
Yeah, don't ask me to dance, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. But I think I'm gonna have to figure out a way that works for me and works for my brand, but at the same time still gets the views on TikTok. But I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm just asking anybody and everybody, like, what are you looking for? Like, how do I do this? And like, I've been talking to a lot of other influencers, you know, like Jordan Bastion with Where to Go 225, Mommy, the Taste Bros, like Eat the Boot, and just asking them, like, dude, like, how do I do this?
Right.
You know, like, I'm just now starting to like put my own content out, so I just don't know what to do. Yeah. You know, what do you normally post on? Like, do you?
Dude, you know what's funny about this is my whole career, I'm the operator, creative. I'm awful at it. Zero clue. Like my partner Lance does most of our media. We just started working with somebody to kind of help us along with this, and I know good content if I see it.
Yes. And
maybe I can create the still stuff. But the interactive video stuff, I'm lost, dude. My daughter could tell you. She's 10. She's like, yeah, Pop, this is no. But I'm the same way. Like for me, it's like I'm looking for stills. I'm looking for stuff to buy. Maybe it's an idea, but if it's something where I'm actually, it's gotta catch my eye. Like I said, I think I know what good content is. Ask me to create it, and I'm like, no. I'm like, no. That's why this is awesome. Like that again, you're talking about getting out your comfort zone. That's what you're doing would be me getting out of my comfort zone. You know. Well,
it's fun, man. Just talking to you just for a little bit. The thing that you said about getting out of your comfort zone and how you went to that first LRA meetup, that is my story to a T, 100%. And I guess I'll have to recap it now because I think we said that all off camera.
Right.
But I joined the LRA because I knew I needed to get out there. I knew I needed to create a community. I knew I needed to join a tribe, right? Like I knew all of these things. But being in the business, I worked in the business so much within the four walls, the food, the quality, the staffing, the training, you know, the guests, right? It's all within these four walls. And then you start to think, if I want to do more, because we are doing more, but when you do more, you're spread even more thin when that's your role. So working in the business became, how do I work on the business?
Right.
And that is what I'm focusing on now. My partner's focusing on that now, is like build the team for the four walls. And then we go out there and work on the business, work on our reputation, our brand, right? Like what people see of us. So when you said that, I was like, bro, same, dude, same.
You know, that's the thing, is that for me, you see a bunch of bar owners and restaurateurs, they get stuck at the 1 unit level, 2 unit level. Maybe they'll get to a 3, and then they just, because they're trying to work in the business at 3 locations, you can't do that.
Burnout, bro.
And you're done. You're done. You have no boundaries, no quality of life. And that's where my partner Lance and I are at. It's like, we want to scale. We feel like we know we can do what we do really well. Multiple locations, probably multiple cities, but we can't do that if we can't figure out how to scale. And the only way we can scale is replicating us, which is scary. Like, how do you replicate yourself? How do you make the decisions I'm going to make? And
it's a lot of trust, but it's a lot of training, and it's a lot of mistakes.
And it's a lot. And then at some point, what I found, and I've had some success with this at Hayride when we opened Pelican, because Pelican of Mars has taken a lot of our focus, but we have the staff for the most part do they make all the decisions I would make? Probably not, but we've worked together one-on-one where they make most of the decisions I would make. And so now it's almost like your kid. It's like, all right, I raised you right. You do everything I would do, no, but you understand the general idea of it, and you get it right most of the time. And then times you don't, like you said, we have weekly meetings, and I talk to you about it and say, okay, I would have done this. Or why did you make that decision? Well, in the future, this is our overreaching goal. This is this is where we want to be. You should make a decision based on that. Always remember, this is where we want to be with it. Make your decision based on that. And they've gotten really, really good at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so Hayride's in a good space. It can get better. There's things we can still do better. I think there's always going to be things you can do better. If
you don't think you can constantly do better, bro, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's evolving.
Yeah. It changes almost daily.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the food side. I mean, we farm out our food. So on the cocktail side, the landscape changes, every few years. And then especially from the guest's perspective, in a bar, you see, I say it's 18 months. That's anecdotal. But,
I know, right?
But every 18 months, somebody gets married. They have kids.
They graduate.
They're being pulled out of the market. And then you have people getting divorced. So we see a turnaround in our guests about every 18 months to 2 years. Sometimes we get some people longer, and that's so we constantly have to reinvent ourselves. Is the drink menu right for this new batch coming in? The hardest part for us, you were talking before about this younger generation in terms of TikTok and content. My favorite stats right now is that this is the lowest generation, not my favorite, but lowest drinking generation since Prohibition. Also, coincidentally, the loneliest generation since Prohibition. So how do you get them back into bars and restaurants and things like that? So that's our challenge right now, is attracting a younger drinking audience, because we got the older ones for the most part. They think 65, and you see the stats of 65 and down. It's about even across the board in terms. There's no real shift at either bar for one way or the other. But the young ones, the youngs used to count on to come up, they're depressed. So.
Wow. All right. We're definitely talking about this because this is a topic that comes up everywhere now. And you see the national trend, you see the stats that come out, right? Alcohol sales are down. Like over the last 4 or 5 years, it's just been doing this. Like there's no, it doesn't pop back up at any point. And then you're starting to see all of these, I don't know why. And I feel like I've dived into it enough. I've talked to enough people, but they're all saying something different. So I still can't pinpoint why exactly the alcohol sales are down. It's so many things, from people's health, and they care more about it. They don't want to feel bad the next day. Weed's legal. You don't have to go out to get a date anymore, right? Dude, my time, bro, you had to go out.
Oh, when you were drinking, I'm not talking to her or him or whoever. Yeah. If I'm not even a couple of drinks in, I mean, it's just like you talked about it before. You go to social functions even now, everybody looks like a high school dance until they're drunk.
Right,
and then it's even the LRA event was like that. Starts like this, people have a drink, and then they start
all
socializing.
Of a sudden, it gets a little bit louder. We start smiling a little bit more. We start laughing and telling inappropriate jokes. And then we start to bond. That's where the connection comes from.
Right, and booze has always been good for that. And I think what has happened is, I think the anti-drinking and the health movement definitely caught up. I think the weed thing is a big thing. You have an alternative there. Although you would arguably expect that to kind of just take its place. All right, we've shifted to weed, at least on premise. You shifted to some weed sales. But I do think that's the same thing too. It's I get on Tinder to find a date now and go out, but you see that's not working. I think in reality that's not working for a lot of those kids. And I do think it'll be a bounce back. You've seen it throughout history. Yes. At some point, some kid will figure it out and it'll turn around. They'll rebel. It's
overcorrection, right?
Yep,
you always swing too far to each side before you kind of swing back.
Well, even if this generation doesn't catch on, this is their thing. We're a teetotaler, anti-drinking generation. Their kids will rebel against that. So at some point it'll come back. It always does. It's just how long, and can you hold out till then, and what do you do to mitigate the loss of those kids until they figure shit out,
We always talk in terms of cycles, even when we had the house in Tigerland, we were already watching a decrease in the way that drinking was being viewed in the public, but also kids too, because that was when like the dating app started coming out.
Right.
So like they didn't have to go out, dude. You know, like they would pregame at their someone's house probably.
Right.
And then everybody would get on their phones and then like, so like they got the physical part of things, but I love when you said the connection. They're the loneliest generation, right? Like, and I don't know, once again, anecdotal, right? It's just things that I've heard, things that I've been around. I can't prove any of this, but the people that you talk to, a lot of my one-on-ones with my staff now, it's how do you figure out somebody else, right? Like my kitchen manager the other day, I'm definitely not going to say her name. She'll know I'm talking about her. But she was going through some problems, you know, with another, like a person, like a relationship thing, right? But it takes over your entire identity whenever you can't figure something out. And you're like, it should be like this. And I was like, bro, that's a 21-year-old dude. Like that dude has not figured this out yet.
Yeah.
Like the communication's terrible. I'm 45 and I still can't communicate very well. Ask my wife, you know, like, and I can communicate like this.
Right.
You know, like it's still like you're figuring out and you're getting better every single day, but you're expecting this one person to be everything for you right now. And you're like, dude, you're figuring out, they're figuring out. And then when you can talk to them in terms of like, it's okay and it's normal, then they go, all right, so I'm not broken,
right?
You know, but until you talk that out loud, if you just scroll social media, you are broken.
Oh no,
you know,
done.
Like, everyone's got great relationships and oh my God, we're getting married. And like, dude, come on now. You don't see the fights that they have. Like, it's just highlights.
Right.
It's strange that logically everyone knows that social media is all highlights, but we treat that as if it's full time.
In reality, all the time, all you're getting hit with is that. I mean, I remember that story with that lady. She's like the super mom or whatever, the documentary, and she's locking her kids in basements and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's the gold standard.
That's what you want to be like,
right?
Oh God, you never know it. Like, dude, people are weird, dude. You know, like they'll do some messed up things, and just because what you see isn't what they really are. People are really good at acting. No,
they've gotten really good at putting on the persona, because again, that's what you need to be. Is I got to put on a persona. My life has to be this persona. In the background, you're miserable. You have nobody to talk to, because then you sell yourself out.
Yeah,
you know. So unless you've got that one good person that says that knows that's how you are, then again, they know you're a sellout. You're like, I'm like this, and I come home and I'm like this with you, but I'm like this out, and I think that gets hard to manage. It's got to be hard to manage for a lot of these kids, and but that's what I think. Going back to cell phones, and I think that's an unseen player in why kids are. You and I went out 20 years ago. I watched films and concerts and stuff. You got drunk. You took your shirt off. You did some dumb shit. It stayed at that bar. Dude, what happened there stayed there. Yeah. Nothing stays anywhere. Any dumb shit you do's done, repeated, rinsed, washed, recycled,
you're just
shown
beat
again.
Up for it now.
You look like shit. You got in a fight. You got a bloody eye. You can't do that shit anymore. And that's how you learned. I mean, everybody went through it, and then nobody's like fighting in their 40s. Well, I do know some guys, but
I have seen it. Yeah, I was about to say those people have probably like stunted their growth somewhere, you know, down here somewhere.
Yeah, they were never going to be here. They were always going to be here. But for the most part, you learn. You're like, don't go talk shit to the really big guy. He's going to punch me in my face. Do go talk to the really hot person, because she or he might say yes. You know, like, so they don't do that. I don't think they take the risks anymore. And I did see, I don't know, this bald-headed guy talks about philosophy and shit, and he said, he's like, yes, the risk to your liver, pretty high. The risk to you being lonely, really, really high. I'd take the risk with my liver before I take the risk of living my life by myself. Go do some fun shit. Trade your liver for some fun. Now, again, I'm not advocating drinking.
We're not saying like be an alcoholic, like kill yourself.
No.
Like that's not. But dude, you can have a drink in moderation, like 2 drinks, bro. I'm feeling pretty good after
have
2.
Your drink.
You know what I mean? It don't feel bad the next day. No one said you have to binge drink till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that I don't do that.
No, I think sometimes some people should. But but how many of your good stories in your life, like even rock bands, man? How many good rock bands? None. We stopped doing drugs and drinking. Again, not advocating doing a bunch of heroin and shit. But but
there's a balance. There's a way to do it and not go overboard.
Right. But the thing was, a lot of my good stories from we came from parties and bars and things like that. It wasn't sitting around. I have good stories about reading Kant in philosophy class, but they're different stories.
Yeah, right.
You know? And they're not ones where I'm going to laugh. They're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes it's
not interesting any. You know,
no,
it's just
about
thing that you did.
A balance, and there should be balance. You should be able to balance your professional and intellectual life and that part. And I think that's what's getting lost. So I think our job, really, I think we have a job in society is to teach these kids, to bring them back in the fold and say, look, come here. This is how you drink. This is how you eat.
How you be responsible.
And you can do it responsibly. And you get a little tipsy. Again, I never advocate for anybody getting blackout drunk. I think it's stupid. I always have thought that's stupid.
Ridiculous.
But if it gets away from you, you shouldn't be ashamed. But come out, do things, bond over food, bond over drink. Those are things you can talk about. Look, you don't want to get wild, but it's something to talk about. You know, what does this taste like? What does this do? Teach them how to taste, how to eat, how to drink, and realize it is a fun endeavor, can be a hobby, and done in moderation. I mean, you can have a great time. You're with a group of people. You can go to dinner parties. You can go here. You can relate to anybody on earth if you can talk about food and drink.
Yes.
I think. So if you're...
Because everyone has to eat and drink.
Absolutely. I mean, and what are you talking? I mean, most people, even you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're any of these things, you're networking, you're in business. What a great thing to start a conversation over and bond over food and drink. It's universal. And I think as a foot in the door, as something to talk to somebody about, that gives you a foot in the door with anybody. I mean, I don't know if I've always said, from being in this business from young, talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Talk to a billionaire. I can talk to a construction worker. I can talk to all of them.
I can relate to everyone.
Everybody at every level. That's why I know food and drink good. And I've been around this long enough that if I can't talk to him, like, hey, Bob the doctor, do you know this Bob the doctor? You should talk.
Yeah.
And then I'm out of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, Remi's a great guy. He's so easy to talk to.
Made a connection.
I made a connection for you, and I'm good. So, yeah, I think that's what's lost on kids. And I think if they could see it like we saw it, then I think we could change that around. So I think things that you're doing like this is great for that. If there's a way we can pull them back into the fold, either through work and then they get into it that way, or just coming out to the bar and having food and drink, you know?
I love that, man. Because I think about it, it's like that Matthew McConaughey quote from Dazed and Confused. You know, I keep getting older, but they stay the same age. But I'm talking about not what he was talking about, but how like the people that come through my doors, I'm now starting to realize that my job is to guide them into a better way. So many people have guided me along the way. Right. And I never thought about it until later. You know, you probably hated your boss because he made you clean or he taught you work ethic, you know, and you're like, what a dick. And then like you get older and you're like, dude, I understand why you did that. Because now that I have to manage people, I completely understand why you did that. And I appreciate that and the lessons that I learned.
Right.
So the people that come through my doors now, they're all young and lost. They're like 18 to 25, man. When I was 18 to 25, I was lost. You know, like I thought I knew everything, top of the world, bro. I was awesome at everything. Everyone else was stupid and I was smart. And I now know that those things aren't true. And like, I can't tell you what to do because that's not my job, but I can help you through a lot of the problems that you have. And that's usually the thing that I look for most is if I talk to you and your face looks like you need to talk, I'll be like, dude, come on, let's talk.
Right.
That's how I found out about the other thing the other day with the KM. We were talking, I was like, her face. I was like, is everything okay? You know? And like, I don't know if people ask that question anymore and then do something about it. Is everything okay? Because the surface answer always is yes. And you're like, oh, cool. I asked the question. You said yes. We're done.
Yeah, I'm out of it.
Yeah. And then it's like, no, you're not. Come on. Right. I don't think anyone forces those difficult conversations anymore because they don't want to have them.
Well, you know, it's funny. We always talk about the bars and they say we shouldn't call ourselves family, but they are. Spend more time with my employees sometimes than you spend with your own family. But I think it's important. I've always taken pride in that in my career, is asking that question and then actually caring and then doing a follow-up, because their mental health and their personal health, they are lonely. Yeah. And they don't have any pride to talk to them for the most part, whether we like it or not. They look at us as father figures or role models in some way if we're doing our jobs right. And the fact that you show you care, that you followed up with them, you know, you needed some time off. What can I do for you to help you? What do you need to do to work through this? Again, not where they abuse it, but I think when you do it right and it's genuine, they can tell if you genuinely care.
Yeah.
You know, you're not asking what's up and they start talking, you zone out and you're working
playing on your phone or something. Yeah.
But when you're actually there for those employees, I think that's the best way to build teams. You actually care. And again,
you're building culture.
And with this generation, you ask them what's most important to them. Money is important, but a sense of purpose and belonging is way, way more important to this generation than it has been in previous ones. So I think, you know, I've gotten pushback once in 30, 40 years from somebody who says, I don't think that's appropriate. You're my boss, because I asked them how they were doing. Well, I did my job. I asked you.
I've never had that happen.
I had it happen once.
Yeah, how crazy. Dude, tell me about it.
She wasn't in a good place, and
she just didn't want to talk about it.
No. She generally thought, she was like, this is weird. Now she didn't stay with us long. Culturally wise, she didn't fit, obviously.
Yeah.
That staff was like that. What's going on with you? We knew, and not from a gossipy standpoint, we just knew.
From a help.
Look, Sue's going through something. Let's just be easy with her. Or somebody is doing great right now. They're on top of the world. Let's give them some more tasks. Like they're like, let's go. But yeah, she really was. She said, I said, are you okay? Is it something I can help you with? She's like, you're my boss. I really don't feel like it's an appropriate conversation to have with you. And I think she had quit or left 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later. So yeah, I'm cognizant of that. I mean, and maybe if it's something super odd, but I've always, for the most part, I've had people come to me, talk to me about some really weird shit.
Everything and everything.
All of it.
You're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this conversation, but all right, let's do this.
Yeah, the kind that I want to go home and tell my significant other about, and I can't tell her because I'm like,
it's not your business to tell.
That's not my business to tell. I've got some TT, and I know she would die, and I'm like, I can't. But I think that just comes with doing what we do well, and that's the culture we try to build at Hayride and at Pelican, and all the places I've had is that we genuinely do care about you, your quality of life. It's not always about money. I do try to pay them as best wages as I can, but I think having that full spectrum of support when you go into the workplace makes your life more fulfilling, gives you a better worker, gives you a better quality of product, because they care. They're like, I know Remi cares. Well, I'm not going to fuck him over. I'm not going to take out of his drawer right now. Do they still do that? Probably, but
not as much though.
Not as much as they would like to. I think that creeps in sometimes,
Like when my food costs get high, when my liquor costs get high, there's only a few things. You know what I mean? Like it's waste. It's like, did we price it correctly? But more often than not, it's probably theft. But you run through all of those things. Is it overportioning? Is it this and that? And then the last thing you want to think about is theft, but it's always there. And it's always there more when they feel like you don't care about them. So they're going to quote unquote get even somehow, or, they're going to get theirs. I don't know what they think, because I haven't stolen from anybody, like I'm like, my parents would kill me, like if that ever happened. So I guess there's a good amount of fear of like, my parents are going to find out about this, and I'm old, dude, but I don't want to disappoint them, because if I do something and they get embarrassed about that, bro, there's no coming back.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of times I think about that. But I guess before we go, like, how many things are you into right now? Because we talked about Hayride, we talked about Pelican, but I know you've had a very colorful history. Can you tell me a little bit about where you've been? And then I guess where you are, and we can keep it short, because I want to talk more about this whole tribe thing that we're like, psychological safety, and like, dude, that part's fun.
Yeah, it's great. Well, because I think the nuts and bolts of it they're pretty straightforward. This is my number. This is what I need to hit. This is how I get there. Now, it's hard. I think for a lot of people that's hard, but I think if you've been doing it long enough, it's like boom, boom, boom. This is what's wrong. But no, I grew up in New Orleans. Started working at Dini Seafood when I was like 16, making better money than I was making doing any of my other jobs. And right when I turned 18, I'm like, the bartender, that's what I want to do. I'll do that, because that guy's making money. He gets to talk to everybody. I'm like, so started bartending when I was 18, and I got fired every year on Mardi Gras for like 4 years.
Yeah, I can see
every time
that.
Mardi Gras would come around, fired, wouldn't show up for work. Or, but then I worked at Ralph Brennan's Redfish Grill, went through Copeland's, went through Applebee's, went through that stint. Worked there, and that's where I really started getting my beverage chops, my cocktail chops. That's still the dark days of cocktailing. You're talking about 94, 95. Milk and Honey and Death and Co. and all those things were just starting to come around. Dale DeGroff and all the beverage, the new Renaissance beverage people were just starting their thing. So I'm still making Cosmopolitans and Sex on the Beach, and still had to know. Pretty much, I would make a Mai Tai with just anything with red and rum in it. But had an opportunity to go open a nightclub called Ampersand.
I DJ there.
Did you really?
Me and Beverly Skills. I DJ'd with her for a good bit up there.
That's funny.
Gabriel Saint and High Top Kicks and all them.
So yeah, that place, I don't know if you'd ever gone right when it opened, was much, much more of a New York vibe than it would have morphed into. It was like door girl had a fur coat on and models and hold the line and all that kind of stuff.
To be honest, I was already a little bit too tipsy by the time I got there, so I wouldn't remember it if I saw, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
someone had to show me a picture, you know?
It started as the thing you did first when Ampersand first opened, and the vibe was much, much, much different. You know, models dancing in cages and things. And
I remember the cage. Yep, no, I still do. Yeah, that's all I needed to bring it back.
And then, after that, I went to the hotel side for a while. Loved it. Love hotel ops. Did bars there, and then went to Club 360, which was at the top of the World Trade Center, which is now the Four Seasons. Was the largest revolving nightclub in the United States. And then it morphed into 20,000 square foot operation with the nightclub on the top, and then the bottom when we do the all-star parties and every party under the sun. That's where I got all the celebrities when they came through. Hollywood South was just becoming a thing, so got to deal that part. And then Katrina came, blew that out, and me and two guys met in a Starbucks in Gonzales when they still had National Guard out, and they're like, man, they got this warehouse, the Howlin' Wolf's moving out. They got this warehouse space. And we signed that lease in the middle of Katrina, and that became Republic. And so founded Republic and did that. Sold out of that, did my restaurant Hostel, which was on Decatur in the French Quarter. That was kind of a hybrid nightclub restaurant concept. Won Zaggett's Best New Newcomer in New Orleans. Was on the took pictures with Ella Brennan and stuff. The restaurant was really good.
This is cool.
But that first, I opened that up in 2008. Not a really good time to open up a restaurant during an economic downturn. Got out of that, then did Eifel on St. Charles, which was probably my very favorite creation ever. But a little too avant-garde. City didn't know what to make of it, and I think I made it 3 or 4 months with that concept before it switched over. Moved up here to come to say, fuck this, I'm gonna be a doctor.
Yeah.
Had enough of this shit. And I had my kid, that didn't work. I was running the Bulldog while I was putting myself through school and did that. And then we opened Hayride. So did Gasa Gasa also in New Orleans, live music venue. Live music's really hard. I don't recommend it anymore.
No, I can imagine it's terrible. Like you just constant booking and like who's popular and like.
Well, it was weird. Gasa Gasa was a 250 cap room, smaller space. We knew we needed to do a bar that had to be more than just the nightclub space or wasn't going to make it, because this is the other thing you're finding is that, again, they're not drinking. They're especially not drinking while they're watching music anymore. Our best shows would be these old metal shows where you got these bikers with ripped shirts come in and they would pound beer and shots. It's great. Made a lot of money doing that, but you're not making any money at the door. The whole door goes to production costs and band. So you're making it in the bar and they're not drinking. It's a really a bad model. You used to be able to make some on the door. But now that's gone. Artists take all of that. And sometimes that door's only like $200-$300 anyway.
Yeah, wow.
They don't want to pay $5-$10. Nobody wants to pay a cover charge for anything.
No.
They'll pay $500 or $1,000 to go to an arena show, but they won't pay $10 to go to a local show. It's bizarre.
Oh, that is crazy. Yeah. Concert tickets they're oh God, it's an arm and a leg.
And this is the
I gotta
thing.
sell my freaking kidney to go.
Dude, they get me on my soapbox. Tool, one of my favorite bands in the history of bands. Their shows, I think they fucking suck. They're terrible. Like, it's just a bunch of lights, and it's last Tool concert I went to, it was just 2 hours of Tool. I couldn't tell you any individual song, 42 sober, nothing. Couldn't have picked
Sober,
out
my favorite song. Yeah.
one of my favorite songs ever. I think they played it. I couldn't tell because the sound was shit. It was just a light show and Tool sounding music for 2 hours. And I'm like, the days where you could go see them play their instruments, even House of Blues, which I think is a great venue in New Orleans, 1,000 cap room, to me, perfect size. See them well enough. It's big enough that it's fun.
Yeah.
You got enough people around you.
You still feel connected to them.
Like that's the thing. I don't feel connected. You
might as well watch it on TV.
Exactly. It might as well be an American Idol version of Tool, as far as I'm concerned. It's hard, and and like my daughter, that's how she finds music. She's into this K-pop group Cacti.
Bro, all K-pop is everywhere.
Oh, dude.
I probably know every word to Golden right now.
Exactly.
All right.
That's how mine was. And I looked up tickets. It was like $700-800 to go see this group in Houston. I'm like, what? No, baby, no. I'm sorry. Thank God she's not a Swift fan. So I gotta get spared that. But yeah, so that's the thing. They either want validation from TikTok or YouTube, and then they'll go see the show. They'll go to a festival, for sure. You'll go to a festival, and you'll go to a large format show like that, but you're not going to go like we did. Let's see. When Moon was around, when Spanish Moon was around.
Dude, Shane, David, dude, my boys, you know them?
I don't. I crossed paths with him once a while ago.
Amazing people, bro.
And yeah, no, David, I did Pittman. Actually. David did talk to a while because wasn't he involved with Cove and Port with Tom?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. And then they did
split,
Dubix and
and they split and one. I forget how that went, but yeah, you would go. Hey, let's go see what's going on in Moon. No idea. Zero clue. I mean, you might look up, it's a punk show or whatever, but I don't know. Let's go see. They don't.
80s night on like Thursdays or something, was it? God.
They don't do it. Well, you don't have a 2000s night. I think the 2000s you might be able to get out of it, but once the 2010s hit, you're not going to have that. The music is indistinguishable decade-wise, you know?
Yeah. There's no character to it anymore.
No. That was one of my other favorite things. Up until the cell phone, fashion, music, all had distinct looks from decade to decade, sometimes even partial decades.
Yeah.
That stopped around the advent of the cell phone around 2000, 2005. Fashion right now, how we're dressed now, by and large, you would have found somebody in the 2000s dressed like this in some way, some shape or form. But that shit stopped once everything circulated. Now everything's so homogenous that you don't have distinct decades.
Homogenous, such a good word, man.
It's a great word.
It's really good because like you can't. It's all the same. And I think music, because you manufacture music now, so it's not like someone sitting there and actually playing something and figuring out chords and like, beats on a drum or something. Like a computer does this now. They know exactly what frequency to hit, what notes you need to hear to make something be a hit.
And isn't that crazy? Like, and to me, that's what made, I was thinking about, it's funny you say this, I was thinking about this the other day. 2 points. One, you had gatekeepers back then, which looked as bad. In the 80s, 90s, you had these producers and things who like the barrier to entry was ridiculously high. Like, oh, I made it. They got my mixtape. You were doing anything to get in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so your barrier to entry was really high, but those gatekeepers actually were pretty good at their jobs. They could find great new things, new talent, weird things that were going to come up. I mean, you did have like things like the Motown, the hit makers that were doing it in their genre, but for the most part, you had these gatekeepers, and they did a good job of filtering that in fashion and in music. And at the advent of YouTube and stuff, you lost that. Now everybody can tell you what's good, what's not.
Yeah.
It's not true. You don't know who to trust. So it's gotten very bland and stale. You've lost a lot of what made things like unique. Like to me, American Idol kind of singer, that's you got to be able to sing like that. Well, Bob Dylan didn't sound like shit.
Mick Jagger.
Leonard Cohen, man, who I think is fucking hallelujah. Great. The raspy, he doesn't sound beautiful, but he sounds like he's got soul. And nowadays, it all has to be some kind of version of this beauty, and you think you've
auto-tune.
Exactly.
Dude, everything's auto-tune.
No Nirvanas, no... You wouldn't have that Kurt Cobain making right now. You've got to be really weird and clever. And again, back to the drink. You don't have any problems. I mean, they do have problems.
Yeah.
But not like that. And there's nothing right about it. A lot of them will say, when I got rich and happy, I stopped being able to write good shit. Well, what the fuck I'm going to write about?
Yeah, right?
How happy I am with my kids. I mean, you can, but that's like Christmas music shit, not like rock and roll or whatever,
It's fulfilling, but it's not interesting to the masses.
No.
That's crazy, dude. Like you've opened up so many things that shaped who I am as a human being.
Right.
As far as like the social side of things.
And they don't exist anymore.
Like Republic, Ampersand, dude. Like, come on, dude. Oh my God. I can't even tell you those stories right now, right? I don't want people to know about it.
Dude, they were my favorite. See, to me, this is so when I had Republic, just stories about, the whole, this crowd of people trying to get in Studio 54 us and somebody grabbing me and saying, hey, let me in. I know Remi. I'm like, oh, yeah,
tell me about him.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, let me hear about that dude. What's he look like? And shit like that. And people always try, I want to get in VIP. No, you don't.
No.
The fun's outside of VIP. VIP is boring. Be here. That's where I am. That's where I always was. Was in the middle of the crowd, not in the skybox sipping on my champagne and looking at strippers and shit. Like, it was like, I want to be in the thick of this shit with you guys. And we had great DJs. In the beginning, too, Republic was, we had, we had like OK Go, George Clinton and P-Funk, Cold War Kids, TV on the radio. We had really great band people that were going on to do great things. We'd start like that, and then we'd switch to this nightclub component and go to 5 in the morning. That format was great. And I tried to replicate that here and failed.
It didn't work.
Nope.
I think I would hit like Republic, then the Saint, like late night.
Yes, that is a good one. I was an Alibi Aaron Rose guy. This is getting off of work.
Yeah.
So, or funny enough, staff like to go to Penthouse, not because of the girls, mostly because it was always open. And we knew this guy, one of the best managers in any business I've ever met at the time, Miller. Miller was the general manager there, and we'd go see Miller, and I could do a whole podcast just on how great that guy was as a manager. But that we'd go there. We didn't even interact with the girls, but it was open, you know, and it was more lively than going to sit at the Alibi or something, you know. But anyway,
there's a little bit more energy for sure. I forgot how, like, during that era, you know, like, it's not like today,
right?
But you would end up at those places that stayed open later, and then you didn't go for the reasons that people thought you went.
Exactly.
You know, you're not going for like lap dances. You're going because your friends are there and we're all hanging out together.
And a lot of times those girls would come hang out at Republic or at Ampersand. So they were just your friends.
They were people.
Yeah.
They weren't just like decorations, because like most people walk in throwing dollars and stuff. You know, like, let's be honest, it's like eye candy.
No,
you know?
And that's when it was so funny, because some people would see us as a haven. Some of those girls would come in and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad we talked." Like, it was like an island of reality for a second. She's like, "I'll be back. I gotta go work real quick." And then she'd go in, and then she'd come back. She's like, and then tell a story about that interaction. And we're like, "Oh, we got you. Come do a shot with us, and then we'll have a drink, and we'll be here when you get over."
Treat you like a normal person.
Yeah, we were hanging out with her like that. We weren't there for what she was offering. We were there to hang out with her as Sue the person, not Chloe the stripper, you know?
Like, interesting stories, man. They had the best stories.
Oh, they had the best.
So you're like, seriously? You're like, so you get to live vicariously through them. And you're like, because you knew someone that it happened to. So it's like almost like it happened to you. You know, now if you read a story, you're like, no way. You know, like, you're like, dude, yes way. Like, yes, for sure. Like, once again, people are strange.
How PG is this podcast?
It doesn't have to be anything. There is no cap to it. It's not for kids. So when I upload it, it says, "Is this for kids?" And I say it's definitely not for kids.
It's not raunchy, but that was one of the stories. Was I'd get this girl come back. She's like, "Yeah, this guy just paid me $100 to stomp on his nuts for 5 minutes." And I'm like, "Wait, what?
Like, how hard?" Like, I have so many questions.
Dude, that was my first question. Like, hard? She's like, really hard. And I'm like,
like hospitalization hard?
Like, was he crying? She's like, I think so, but I just left him there. He was kind of curled up on a ball, and then he stopped talking, and I said, "Do you want more?" And he's just whimpering, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go."
Yeah, thank you. You have a good day.
Bizarre.
Holy smokes.
That was a tame one. That was a tame story for some of those.
I know. Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, going back to that guy Miller, I know it's a tangent. Best manager, ran that club. Financials were always on point when I talked to the owners of that place. You got to understand, you're running, I mean, it's like herding, not cats, like groups of cats.
Yeah.
At the same time. Those girls don't have to be there to work. Bartenders or whatever. You have all the vices there. All the
every
best and worst
thing,
of society is in there. And he managed that club. Was never messed up. Never ever touched or slept with or any of the girls. Like, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He did. He was literally, he could run that. Miller could have ran anything, any company, anywhere. If he had the moxie to do it that way with integrity and produce good numbers for years and years and years, he was it. He was a good guy.
Dude, I want to get to know this guy.
He sadly took his life a few years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
very
terrible.
sad. And saw him a week or two before that, and happy, amazing. Miller reminded me kind of almost like a Robin Williams thing.
On the
stage
exterior,
face was always perfect. And
you never know what kind of demons you're fighting, dude.
And I don't think they were his work demons. I know those demons.
Yeah.
He handled it. It seemed like he handled them pretty well, but yeah, it was a really sad time, I think, for the service industry in New Orleans when he passed. Everybody knew him. Everybody passed through his doors at some point. I'd interact with Miller. So
I'm sure I've probably met him a few
I'm sure
times.
you had. I'm sure you had. If you'd been in there, you've met Miller.
I lived in New Orleans for a year during like 97, 98 when I went to Loyola. And there's a reason I went back to LSU. It was too much fun in New Orleans. I couldn't.
Oh, at that time, yeah, you could still drink it. Just still could drink at 18.
It was,
that time, I think, right?
Dude, well, if the laws were there, no one enforced them.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, because I was drinking at 17 because I was 17 when I went to college.
No. It was 18 then. What's funny is that I went to Brother Martin High School and this was 18 to drink. The boot, Phillips, TJ,
Waldo's, Quills, Bruno's.
All the bouncers were seniors,
and we all knew one another.
And they were 18. Mm-hmm. So as a 16-year-old, you were like, "What's up, Jeff?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, come on." So, but what I thought was great, by the time I made it to LSU, I already done through most of my days. I was pretty seasoned, so I'm watching all the kids around me drop. I'm like, y'all suck. Y'all are amateurs. They're like, Remi, how are you? Like, I've been drinking for 2-3 years already, dude. I'm out of the game season, man. You don't know what's going on. These Texas kids are dropping like flies. And I'm like, yeah.
It's super sheltered.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, but it's probably why my tolerance is so high now. Like, I did it hard when I first got to college, and it just didn't stop for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Same. Dude, all those old bars, I'm having so much fun right now. Dude, because I haven't thought about any of these things in like forever.
And dude, you know what's crazy? I didn't even discover Snake and Jake's until I was way past my college days. And now, literally, Snake and Jake's and Aaron Rose, my two favorite bars.
Aaron Rose I go to a lot. Snake and Jake's I used to. I haven't gone there in a while. Aaron Rose is just a little bit easier for me to get to now.
Yeah, well, Snake and Jake's is... It's similar. It's not the same, I think, as when I went. I mean, the roof was falling down and shit. I loved it.
Oh, is it like remodeled?
No, it's just like taking a little bit more care of it now, which is fine. But I used to like, what was it, Naked Night? It was Wednesday nights. You go in there and you're like, I got no clothes on.
I did not go for that one. I wish. I don't have a memory of that. I wish I did, though.
It's never what you want it to be.
No, never. If you tell someone they can do something, that's probably not what you want to see.
No. That's exactly how it went. You think you go and you're like, man, that's gonna be. Oh man, I do need to drink.
Yeah,
I need to drink.
If you ever walked into a topless and bottomless strip club, you're like, this is gonna be great. And you're like, it's not that great.
No.
And I was like, wow, like maybe we shouldn't. Like, it was crazy.
I've never been in one of those.
They're not that great. You would expect to be super freaking cool, but it's not, dude. It's kind of more gross than it is cool.
Yeah, it sounds way more lecherous. Like strip club, you have some sense of this is fun and playful. That's like
it's just straight up like I've got to go. Like this is gross.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that.
No,
actually.
It's not cool. Like
I want to think I would like it, but I don't. I think you're right. I don't think I'd like it.
Like a nudist beach or something. Like before I saw pictures, I was like, dude, this is gonna be so cool. And then you start to see pictures, it's like, bro, these like old ass people. And like, I don't want to see, like, where are the pretty people?
Yeah.
They're not there.
No.
And you're like, oh, why would you go? But in your head, but before you see any pictures, it's so glamorous. Yeah. Like you're talking about everyone's naked. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking down. I'm like, oh, dude,
man,
like if I had to be naked too, nobody wants to see this.
Nope.
And I'm like, dang it. So not a lot of fun.
There's a plus to leaving things to your imagination. So what I used to tell my hostesses, it's like, it's a rule of threes. If you're whatever that word was, your tits are showing and your back's open, cover your legs. If your legs are open, cover your back, show the front, but don't leave something to the imagination always.
I've never heard that, but yeah, you're right. Like, why would you just give away the cow?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what when we had hostesses, that was the thing. That's what it was. Show one of the three, not all of them, or not even two of them. You know, if you have excessive cleavage, cover your back, cover your legs. If you have no cleavage, open your back. And it worked out really well for us. But again, that was a different time. Our waitresses, our cocktail girls used to be in fishnets, which we stole from the W.
Yeah?
Whiskey Bar was the one that really had done that first. The whole black mini skirt and boots and fishnets. And the Whiskey Bar girls were, that was, what's his name? Cindy Crawford's husband. His group of bars came up with that first, and then we adopted that at 360. It was good.
Those were, oh my God, those times were awesome. You don't see that stuff anymore.
No, it's all gone. Ultra lounges are gone. I went to sit in an ultra lounge. Everybody's I think people have taken their drinking too seriously. It's funny, on the way over here, I was looking, not on the way, but right this morning, I was looking at this, like, things not to do with your cocktails. It's like over garnished cocktails, like the whole glass is coated in sugar, and you know, you got a Bloody Mary that looks like a fucking meal feast and shit. It's like, it's too, they look great, but they functionally don't work real well. And
how do you drink out of that? You're like out of a straw.
Yeah,
like
you're
the
like
straw is like lost between like bacon and like a chicken tender and like a slider. You're like, bro. I mean, it's concept cool, right?
No, it's great, but if you got to do your best porn imitation to find the straw in there, to get the goddamn drink, it's too much, you know. But you go back to what you're saying about content. Well, that's what I need for content. It looks great on content. Plain Sazerac, to me, it's a nice color, but it doesn't do much. And, you know, and
it's plain. It doesn't catch your attention anymore.
But the thing is, it's great.
It's awesome. I was talking to a chef friend the other day, and she was saying, like, when you first start, like, in your chef career, you put everything in. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put like 45 spices in here. Like, no one's ever tasted this before. And as you start to evolve, you start to scale back and simplify, and then you start to really try to bring out those flavors. And like, to me, a great cocktail should stand on its own. I don't need the whole like dog and pony show. No,
and that's one thing we do at Hayride. Now, the Pelican, we do a little bit more tiki, but again, nothing insane. I mean, I've got an edible flower and a pineapple frond in it. That's great. Adds to, but they should add to the cocktail to me. And so if you have a garnish or an ingredient, you should be able to interact with it in a meaningful way. Is there a purpose for it there? And look, sometimes things can just be aesthetically pleasing. It just looks better with this. It does look boring. Let me put a flower in it. But one, not a fucking
bouquet.
Yeah, I don't want to look like a Jackson Pollock in my cocktail. I don't need all that shit, you know?
You lose the flavors, man.
You do, and you lose the point of it. But again, I fight with this because, again, cocktails should be fun. And to this generation, it's either you've got a really serious cocktail. I get the guy that comes in, he's like, man, you can't do that with that whiskey. It's this Pappy, it's a Pappy 21 year. You fuck you for doing anything different with that. I'm gonna put Coke in your goddamn Pappy. Bro. You know
Diet
why?
Coke at that,
because
bro.
The hell with it. It should be fun. If that's what, and I tell my staff all the time, arguably, should you do something with a whiskey like that? Maybe not. But I've also gotten to the point in my career, if you like it, fucking drink it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's ruining us a lot on the cocktail side is that, well, I don't know the rules, do I? You'll figure them out.
There are no rules.
There are none.
If you want this, I'm going to give it to you.
If you want,
if you're paying for it, dude, I'll do whatever you want.
You want to drink that Super Tuscan with your Alfredo? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Drink it. That's what you like. Would I pair that? No. But if that's what you like, fucking drink it. And I think what happens is if you you'll get to a point where you figure it out on your own.
You'll know.
Hey, by the way, I had this with that, and that's way better.
Yeah.
You'll get it, but there's no cocktail shaming people, and that's what's going on.
The shaming is the part that I don't like. It's like, it's just because they don't do it like you. Taste is subjective.
It 100% is. Half the people, they taste like shit. I'm like, I'm not drinking that shit.
Yeah. But if you loved it, you ordered another one, bro.
Fuck, I'll sell them all to you. You know, that's why I hate, you've got, especially in the bourbon side, that's another soapbox. But you've got
dude, yeah. You've got your, oh God. I do know some of them, and they're nice people. I'm not saying they're bad people, but I'm like, bro, it's just bourbon. Like, I'll put ice in it. I don't care. Like, you got to put like one drop of water, and you're like, who? What does that do?
Yeah, no. And my thing with the beer, so what I saw was you had the beer guys, and then switched over to the bourbon guys, and it used to be the whales. Like, they used to have people chasing down Mockler trucks for Bourbon County Stout for KBS, and I'm like, and now they switched to bourbon. And what it's gotten to me, looking wise, is like, when I was a kid, I used to collect Garbage Pail Kids. That's like their Garbage Pail Kid collection, or their Star Wars collection. Oh, I've got this bottle, I've got this bottle, I've got this one. Look at this one. Drink the shit. Drink it. If you really like bourbon, none of that shit would be on yourself because it'd be in your stomach. I think. And just because something's rare doesn't make it
good.
Great.
Yeah. It's just different.
I had an $8,000 bottle of Hirsch that the distillery doesn't exist. I figured why it was so expensive. And I drank it. It was fucking phenomenal. But it goes back to, they've done studies that show blind tests with world-class Psalms, and they tell them that it's expensive before they drink it. and 2-3 points higher rating across the board.
It's perception. If you expect something to be good, it's going to be good, or they did that with like Payless shoes. I think one time they super luxury shoes, and it was all Payless shoes. And then like everybody like, oh my God, and they were paying like thousands and thousands of dollars for something you could have bought for like $10.
Yeah, I love that. I love that video.
Yeah.
We did that with somebody with it was with a bottle of Pappy. Somebody not at the bar because that would be illegal, but I had a friend of it who went through and we had this really obnoxious friend. He's, I can tell you, and he poured some Benchmark into a Pappy 21 bottle. He's like, man, don't you get like, or you doing Benchmark? Yeah,
I was like, come on, bro. It's like an $8 bottle,
right?
Like, come on.
Again, you like it and you associate that value with that bottle all day. I'm not shaming you either, but I think that's what's intimidating, that's a barrier entry to a lot of people coming in. I don't know how to drink bourbon. Just drink it. I don't know how to wine. I don't know how to swirl it. Just drink the shit. I don't care if it's at a rocks class. Just drink it. And if it's something you're into, well, then you'll learn. You'll
remember it.
And exactly. And that's, to me, that I've told so many people the key to drinking, tasting anything. Drink it or eat it. Do you like it? Yes or no?
That's it. That's the only question you need to answer. Yeah.
Because as you keep doing that, you'll figure out what in there you like. Do I like it? Yes or no? That's it. That's all you got to remember. Did I like that bottle of wine? Yes or no?
It's like remember a tournament bracket, like you just start pitting them against each other. You're like this and this one, this and this one.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you'll figure out the shit that you like and you'll develop your palate and it's not intimidating at all. And I think that's another thing we try to do at Hayride. And I think we do a decent job is removing that piece of it. I drink, I want a lemon drop with this sugar. Awesome. I will happy to make it for you. I'll suggest something like if you like that, I think you'll like this. The same on the beer side of Pelican. I want something light and crisp. I always drink a Bud Light. Try a Kolsch.
Yeah.
Just try it. I think you'll like it. It's a weird name.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, if not,
you don't get it again.
Awesome.
Yeah. But at least you can say you tried it.
Right. And I think I think that's our job is to gently nudge them in the way that we think they should go. Because I do think people want to be told what to do or you wouldn't go out.
I want to be told what to do. I went to Nino's this past week and I just let the server pick all my food. I was like, you tell me what you like and bring it to me. I've never been here before.
And you know the good shit.
Yeah.
And I have an open, I got to disclaimer, I have an open palate. I'm not going to tell you to bring me something and be like, okay, I don't like that, send it back.
Yeah. No, but I know the risk.
Right.
The risk is if you bring me like a salad, I'm going to eat it. And I don't like a salad, but like I'll eat the salad. But if you thought it was good, there's a reason why. I used to be a super picky eater and it was crazy because I was like, I'm meat and bread and cheese kind of guy growing up, no vegetables or anything. Like if it was a crazy looking seafood, I wouldn't eat it. But now, like after meeting so many chefs and like just being in the business for so long and like knowing how much energy it takes to put a dish together, because you don't just throw things together and be like, here, you test it. You put the work into it. You taste it. You get feedback, right? So if you think that this should taste like this, I'm going to give it a shot, right? And if I don't like it, I just don't like it, right? But I've been surprised more often than not with like the flavors and the combinations of food and drinks. And it's crazy because the things that I wouldn't put together, like, oh my God. Yeah, so then you're just like opening up your mind and like, widening your horizons. And that's so awesome. Hayride's really good about doing that, by the way. I never pick something myself. I say, you pick for me. And then usually I'll have like 2 or 3 of them, because it's that good. And there's a purple drink that y'all make and I have no idea what it is.
Purple Fez.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, good. Very good. Dude. That was the last one that I had last time. Like the bartender chose it and they're like, so what do you like? I was like, bro, I like them all. She's like, just make me something that you think would be good. And I ordered like 3 of them and then I moved on to something else. All right, now pick me something else. Right. But that's what I like when I go out. Like, tell me what to do. I make enough decisions all day long. I don't think I need to scan through a 20 menu item or a 20 item menu and like, that's a lot. Just give me something you think I'd like. I'd appreciate the hell out of that.
I'm the same way. I trust the gatekeeper. I wouldn't be in the establishment in the first place. Or if it's new, I want to trust the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And
they've tried more things than I have.
Yeah, that's it. If I go someplace and they're emphatic, like, you have got to try this, fucking I'm trying.
No, 100%. I was like, dude, give me one.
Sometimes I'm full, like dessert, like I don't want it. I don't want it, but I'm gonna try it because you're that emphatic that it's that. Fuck, why not even try that shit? But I like going out to eat like that anyway. Sometimes I'll go out to eat and be like, I'm not going to eat any of that but a bite. I'm going to order it because I want a bite out of it.
Yes.
And to me, that's the way to eat. I don't know if people eat that way, man.
We went to Struby's on Monday and we ordered I asked her what her favorite appetizers were. She said this one, and this one. I said, Remi, one of each.
Yeah.
And we all just shared it and tried it. You know, like once again, you hang out with restaurant people, everyone's like cutting off a piece of their food and putting it on your plate, you know, like we're all sharing so we can taste it. And then we talk about it like, dude, this was awesome. So it's all appreciation, you know, like it's very, I don't think it's ever really happened where we just dog the crap out of something. You're like, oh my God, this sucks. Like, I can't believe they did this and this. You're like, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, usually
appreciate it. Yeah.
There's one restaurant, I won't name it because I don't like bashing people, but there's one restaurant in the city that I've been to where I was like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, not even where I could be constructive, where it was the dish by name and none of it resembled the dish. And I'm like, oh my God, it's hard to be this awful. And then I went back and it's actually one of our fine dining spots. And I went back and I'm like, it's consistently awful. That's
I love
hard
that
to
you
do.
came back though. Some people are like, I'll never come back. You're like, dude, people have off days.
They do all the time. And
like they're human beings. Like when you've been perfect your entire life. Awesome.
Yeah,
right?
No, we 100% have off days. 3 times, went back a third time.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, it's just not for me. Then you know.
It's not for anybody. If I'm being frank, it's a nice spot. You can sit there and, I mean, they fucked up every step of service. And I'm like, oh, wow.
There's a few places that, you know, I've been. Luckily, I do know a lot of these people, so I can give them constructive criticism. Like, how was your experience? And like, if anyone else is around, I won't say anything.
Right.
Because it's not fair, right? Like, it's like, I'm not, once again, if you have my opinion in your brain, you're going to think what I think, and I don't want you to think what I think.
Right.
Once again, there's so many things that could have happened that led to this result, and I don't know any of those reasons. I can't say like, do they not know how to cook? Do they know how to train their people? I can make up a lot of things, but I don't know the true reason. But I will give constructive feedback when it's necessary, because I want people to get better, because people do it to me. And like they always, you probably know this one, like, I didn't want to tell you this. And you're like, tell me, how am I supposed to get better if you don't tell me?
I don't want the negative feedback more.
I don't want you to be a bitch about it.
Yeah, no, just
tell me what happened, and like, so let me fix it.
Tell me in a very non-bitchy way. Just say this, but don't mince words. Like this, you know, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, don't sugarcoat it.
Hayride in the beginning had this really awful reputation of being just snotty shit, suspendery bartenders, and you don't want that, you want this, and we did. We were doing it, and which is, by the way, not how I told those people to do it, because that place was based on the premise that you should have a really nice thing, but be really approachable. I always wanted Hayride to be a place where you can get a world-class cocktail if you just got off a plant shift, if you just got out of your lawyer and you just got out of court, whatever walk of life you are, you should have been able to go on a Hayride and experience a luxury cocktail. And so it pissed me off when I first started stepping back away from it. When you start
excluding people, like making people feel bad, that's the opposite of why we got in this business.
And that's why, and I've told them, and I'll tell everybody, we are not in a drinks business. Hey, Pelican is not a drink business. It is not. We are in the we provide an experience, and you are fucking up that experience. That is, the cocktail is just a piece of it. It's the front piece. But that is one piece. That's why Hayride looks the way it does. It's one reason why. If you go in Hayride, there are 2 TVs, and all they are the same film noir clips that cobbled together on some video editing program 8 years ago. 2 minutes long.
I don't want to take your attention away from the people.
Hayride is a place where you talk to people. 100%.
That's why I meet people there.
We do the Kentucky Derby each year. It's the only thing we'll play at sports. And then when LSU went all the way in 2019, we played the final. We played the championship game on those TVs, and that's it. You go to Hayride, I want you doing this. I want you talking to people.
This is where, that's the connection part. That's where I call it filling my cup. This is how I fill my cup.
Yeah.
I pour into other people's cups all day long, right? I need someone to fill my cup, and this is how I get that.
Right.
And that's why you go to restaurants. That's why you go to bars. I love that you said that you're not in the drink making business. I tell people that I'm not in the food business, really. And then when I say that, I was like, I don't care that we've won Best Burger 13 years in a row. Like, it sounds like you're being like snotty or whatever it is. And yes, the food should be good, but dude, how you feel when you leave me is everything to me.
How does that 13-year award-winning burger make you feel?
Yeah.
That's to me, you're 100% what I say. That's the goal. If I made this burger that you got to come back, it's delicious. that feeling is one of it, but the fact that you have that burger, that you love it that much, that you think about it when you're not here, your experience at our mom's
people,
when you
the
come,
team, yeah.
That how was my waitress there? Was JP there? Did he all that? Again, that was one of the things that when I had Republic, people used to come in and all the time. They're like, because then I had way more social clout, and people would bring their girlfriends to me, and I would talk to anybody that walked up to me, like, go get them out the front of the line or whatever, and they, like,
make them feel special.
Like, man, she couldn't believe that you talked to us. I'm like, what the fuck you talk? I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, I'm not the president of the United States,
I'm
man.
I'm like, thank y'all for coming out. I really appreciate it. And people, I think, on the nightclub side at that time weren't used to it. That was completely a nose in the air.
They felt pretty godly at that time, I think.
Most of my peers at that time, it felt like that. And I was always, like I said, I'm in the floor with you guys. Like, this is where the fun is. But that's it. You know, we sell experiences and we provide experiences, and the restaurant and all that stuff we get caught on because it's where we make our money is one component, but all of it, the decor, is your seat right. I'm sure you do this, but I go sit in random seats in the bars just to see what their viewpoint. What am I looking at if I sit in this chair versus what am I looking at if I'm sitting in that chair?
That's why I walk to the restaurant through the front doors now. I used to always come through the back because I'm the back kind of person, but I want to see what is the first thing you notice. Is it a freaking mop sign?
Right.
You know, like.
Look, I can say it at Pelican because Pelican has been such a weird, strange road to get that place open and viable, but for like a year, I walked over a piece of like wood that was sticking out somewhere. I just didn't see it. It's the napkin you walk over every day, you know,
normalized.
And
you worry about something bigger, and you're like, dude, you don't see it anymore.
It's crazy how I do this. So the sitting in different chairs is how I try to get over that, or come in the parking lot a different way, or like you said, walk in.
I'm gonna start doing that actually because that's really good.
Yeah. Oh no. Sit. You'll see things like, oh my God, people can see that piece of gum under there where I'm sitting. That happened to me for a while. Like I'm sitting in a chair, I'm like, it's like somebody tried to make a fucking stalactite under the bar. It was like this long.
People do weird things.
They do the weirdest things.
It might be the same person doing it every time too.
It looked like 100%. I'm like, I would have never seen that fucking thing if I didn't sit in this seat, because I couldn't see it. Like this seat over, I couldn't see it, but here I could see it. You know,
it's probably they're bragging to their friends, bro. Dude, gum sculpture.
Yeah,
like, come check it out, right?
And then I move it. They do that and they steal shit, which is crazy to me. They stole my typewriter out of Hayride's bath. In the women's restroom, I have an old typewriter, and the thought at the time was put some paper here and you could write like love notes or whatever.
Oh, wow!
Didn't work out like that. When they stole my typewriter, and come to find out, people don't really write with it. A lot of people haven't seen a mechanical typewriter. They just mash all the keys together and then it becomes useless.
Like a toddler on a piano.
Yes, because it becomes useless for the rest of the night. So now it's just
so everything's jammed up, all those things. And you're like
they're all clucked up and I have to go undo them, and then now I just leave them because they just go in there.
Dude, that's crazy.
Mash
I'll steal a pint glass. I used to steal ashtrays because I had an ashtray collection. Once again, it's like 18 to 20, I think.
Right.
So like, but those, I was like, in my head, I was like, you probably got them free anyway. So like, it wasn't like I was like truly hurting the business.
Right.
And then now you're like, oh, dude. So I know people steal it from me too. So I'm like, dude, karma. Like, how long do I have to go through business to like erase the karma that I created when I was a teenager?
Oh, your whole life, dude.
Yeah, right.
They'll be stealing your shit your whole life.
And you're like, dude, that long? But it's going to be that way. But you don't realize what other people go through until you're in those shoes.
Right.
And then you have so much more respect for things.
I used to get mad when people steal my glassware and I look at my loss rate and I'm like, I know y'all not breaking this much shit.
Yeah.
And now I don't encourage it. If you walk out with my, but you know what happens when you get home? I took that from Hayride. It's a story. I don't want to say
right?
Everybody's stealing my glassware because it's fucking expensive. I mean, our glasses at
used to be cheap. Now they're like $3-4 a pint glass for nothing on them.
Oh, my glasses at Hayride, my Nick and Nora's at 12 a piece. Almost all my glasses are 12 a piece. They're like the cost of plates.
Yeah.
And
you do have nice glassware though.
Oh, you got to. Touch point. I'm very big on touch points. If you touch it, it should be nice. And especially there. And yeah, and they're fucking expensive. Yeah. But again, if you're at home, you're like, I took this from Hayride. Now I've got that kind of.
You're living in their brain.
Right.
You're still top of mind.
So I don't encourage it. If I see somebody walking out with it, I'll try and grab it.
Yeah, but like,
I'm not policing it like insane, you know. Same with Pelican, those tiki mugs. Now those I'd really do because those are more closer to 16.
Yeah, those are expensive.
20 a piece. Those are a little bit more if you're just walking out with those glasses. But But yeah, I don't. It's crazy the shit people steal, shit people do, what they remember,
They do
what
some
you
crazy
see.
things, man. It's nuts. God. White Light Night was the first time I went to Pelican.
Oh, really?
I had a great time, man. It was awesome.
You picked a hell of a night. That's hard to. We've got to make some adjustments. This is our second year, and I think we can do a lot of things to improve our guest experience, flow wise, access to bar.
I didn't have a problem accessing the bar at all.
What time did you come? God, it's like all the hard questions.
I went. Jeff, what time were we there?
We were there we went there twice, so we were there from probably about 10.
We came back?
11, and then we came back. Yeah, because we went with Stephen Hightower to the other bar, and then we came back.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I've been to Pelican twice now in the same night. Perfect. It was that fun.
Yeah, you were there late. Yeah, no, it was. It's fun. I think it's really super eclectic bar and one I couldn't have purposely designed or built.
Why do you think it picked up in success that way? Like, how do you like the clientele? Like, how did they form?
Well,
you don't get to pick. I know. Like, how did it happen?
Well, it really is organic. My partner Lance lives in that neighborhood, and really most of this was a brainchild of his. He'd go by that gas station. He's like, man, I'd love to put a bar there. And Lance is a huge cocktail dork. Loves bars. He's got more goddamn cocktails. He's never been in the business. He knows more about cocktails than I do. I mean, he's
really
fantastic. Oh yeah, he's fantastic at it. You'll ask him, can he execute one? He's like, no.
I can tell you about it. But I might tell you the history on it.
You ever seen what was that movie with Ray Fine, the Menu?
I've never seen that one.
Watch that movie. It's fantastic.
It's called The Menu?
It's called The Menu. Well, shit. Watch the movie and then we'll talk about it again another time.
Okay.
But
because we're going to hang out again after this for sure.
One of the guests in that is kind of like him. But anyway, he lives in that neighborhood. And so that's a component of it. He would argue that
being a local.
Correct. It is a neighborhood bar. And he would argue that it's really like an English or an Irish pub. Aesthetically, it's not, but how functional, that's what it is. And he's done a really good job of curating many, many different experiences, things that I necessarily wouldn't have been on board with. Silent book club, yogas. There are a lot of things to do that we have serve coffee.
That's where the Silent Book Club is.
Yeah, it's us on every third Wednesday. So next
I
Wednesday
see it on my Instagram, and it's such a great idea.
It's great. I would never. I would love to take credit for it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have either. It's like we're all going to sit around and not talk to each other, but
drink and be completely silent and read our books.
But read together.
People who want to read, that's what they want.
That's what they want.
Dude, give the people what they want. That's awesome.
And so that's why I think it's developed like that. You've got, our base ethos, just like we do at Hayride, and everybody's inclusive.
Yep.
Great drinks. The beer that I curate there, I do the beer for them, is a lot of different styles and things so I think I'm really proud of the beer selection there, but tiki drinks, but it's just this weird amalgam of things. And then given our problems with our landlord, we've had to build it in a way I would have never done. But again, it's just so we do what we can and what works. And it's just kind of got this funky, really homegrown organic vibe to it and not polished. If you'd have seen the renderings of that place, we had this 30-foot Oculus with a Sputnik dropping through and a 60-foot neon Vegas sign out front with flapping wings and shit that I still would love to do one day because it would literally be a Baton Rouge icon as soon as we put that thing up. I mean, it was that gross and amazing. But yeah, that's kind of how that place has developed. So Lance has done a really good job. Again, being in the neighborhood, he's there all the time, way more so than I am. But because the shit lives 2 houses away, I live off of Burbank.
Yeah.
But yeah, and talk about just two, again, base mentalities, but expressed in very, very different ways. Hayride and Pelican. So
for sure.
But yeah, I'm glad you had a good time there, Dan.
That was awesome, man. Where did the name come from? Pelican to Mars. Now that you're telling me the decor, I was like, are you a big science dude? Not science, a space dude?
We were, well, it was, again, heavy on the beginning. It's been so many different things before we even opened it, but kind of had this kind of Gucci architecture feel to it. And or is it Googie? I never know how to say that goddamn word. But So that's where we were going with it. So that's where this Jetson-y kind of thing was. And then we were, the quote is, there was a United States, because we prohibition and all that, that's where our mind was. There was a quote from a U.S. senator around the time of prohibition. It said, the likelihood of prohibition being repealed is as likely as a hummingbird flying to Mars with the Washington Monument on its back, is the quote, or thereabouts somewhere. So we're like, there actually are a lot of mockingbirds to Mars as bars. We're like, well, we're in Louisiana. What about a pelican? And we're like, that's it. Pelican to Mars.
Yeah.
50s vibe.
Very cool.
Quote based in actual drinking history, and we loved it. So that's where it came from. And then great local graphic designer Daniel Duvik did the graphic for us with the pelican and the tiki shirt and the martini glass. So we really think he did a fantastic job with that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
dude, oh man, I'm so terrible at picking names. Like we started off as your moms because I was like, dude, I didn't even know what to call it, and then our moms made a little bit more sense because when we changed from college bar, the college bar stage to more like just family restaurant,
right?
It's easier to handle. For a bar, like we always had to be there. You had to have people that you trusted. Like we're a much younger demographic too, so there's a lot more problems.
So y'all started as bar only?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we wanted to. So we started off. I was a DJ at a couple of Tigerland bars. Had some residencies and stuff. My partner Trent, he was a bartender at Shady's. My best friend was the manager there. So like, dude, college, I was always at a bar somewhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I was like, why can't I make money at a bar? And I was like, and then I learned how to DJ. And then I was like, all right, so now I drink for free and I get paid and I get to hang out. So then I got my MBA from Southeastern, and then while I was there, I was like, dude, there's no cool bars down here, right? Like not like the kind of bars that I would go to. They're all like older bars that have been established for a long time. What I didn't know was there was a moratorium on bar licenses, which is why you didn't see new bars over there. Right. So Trent and I put money down on a lease and bought some equipment, from like the original owners and stuff of our first location. And we get to the ATC office and they're like, all right, cool. Like, where's your menu? And we're like, we don't need a menu. Like, we're going to be a bar. And they're like, no, you're not going to be a bar. Like, you're going to be a restaurant. So I'm scribbling down food that I think, that I can do really well. And then the guy asked for our name. And then we're like, Known for Cena Investments, LLC, dude, like super proud, never had an LLC in my life. And then once again, it's like, no, dude, that's not it. Like, what's your DBA? And I was like, what's a DBA? So at this point, it was like when like your mom jokes were really big and they were just funny. And we're like, we didn't know what else to do. It was like deer in headlights, right? Like you had to say something or else like this whole process, we'd never be able to open. Right. So we were like, your mom's, So like, all right, wrote down your mom's. In my head, I was going to change it later. Nope, you can't do that. So then we were your mom's for a while. And then we kind of modeled everything after like, how a mom would make you feel, right? We're big mama's boys, love my family. He loves his family. And, our parents have been, very instrumental in our lives. So it kind of made sense on like a fundamental value kind of a core level. But it also got a lot of college kids interested. And I DJ'd, he bartended, like we started off like we did what we knew how to do was throw a party, right. So that's how we got our start. And then the food started to pick up. And then like, cause Trent and I, we don't give up, like we're gonna figure this out no matter what. But that's the spirit you have to have in anything you do. So I wrote a business plan, once again, MBA. I was like, this is the business plan. Like this is blah, blah, blah. The only part that we technically kept were our core values and technically our mission statement, right? Yeah. Like what we're going to do, why we do the things that we do. Those are the only things that stayed. Everything else had to change, like adapted, morphed over time, whatever. So then we started doing that and we did really well with it. And then we owned the house in Tigerland for like 6 or 7 years and did that for a good chunk of our life, and then kind of outgrew that whole college scene, like it was just not the vibe for us anymore. We're starting to get older, and like once again, like these people are just entering college. You know? So if we ever did it again, we would do like a normal bar, not a college bar. Right. But that's probably not going to happen for a while until that pendulum swifts back the other day or the other way, when people start to drink a little bit more and they start enjoying that a little bit. Because like even now at the restaurants, our bar sales are down. Like, like good thing the food sells because like the alcohol, you're like, dude, what the heck, right? But that's how that whole thing started. We're terrible at names.
I think everybody is. Like I say, you just become what you are. Like
that's what they said. Just pick a name.
You'll be you'll be whatever that name is at some point.
But I was like, I wish I would have put more thought into like, dude, the Pelican to Mars. What a great story.
Yeah.
I got to tell the story about how I'm an idiot and I didn't know how to run businesses.
But it's a great story. I love it. I mean, it's a humbling story. It's an honest story. I like where it comes from. You morphed into an Iron Moms, which is a thing.
Yeah.
You know, I actually think it's a great story, man.
Thank you. Because I still beat myself up. But I was like, I wish I was smarter back then. But then again, if in 10 years from now, I'm going to look back to today, I'm like, God, I wish I was smarter back then. So
I've said that though before about naming things. It is a cool Pelican to Mars. I didn't like Hayride Scandal for a long time. I still really don't like it. Where we came from with that was we wanted something prohibition-era again. The Hayride scandals were big. We wanted the word scandal in there because it felt. But it actually cost me a party. I had a judge who wanted to do a party, and he's like, I can't do anything with it.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't think about the negative side of things.
I didn't either. We wanted to be kind of fun and tongue-in-cheek. But no, you just. I've told people that I just don't think too much of the name. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Especially in a bar. But you're going to become whatever the hell it is you're going to be. You'll morph into whatever works. And that's what I like about this business. I've told my partner Lance this. I said, we've got an idea for how this thing is. It's not going to look like it does now. No. Not even a year from now.
No.
We thought a bunch of things were going to work, and we abandoned almost from jump. And you just do what works. You listen to the guests, do what they tell you they want. And I'll give
That's
you that.
how we have what we have now. We just listen to people. What do you want to see?
Yeah.
What would make you come back? You know, and then we do it. And then people come back.
They do.
It's that
funny
easy.
how it
Right?
works, and you do what shit people like.
Yeah.
They come back to see you. You know,
And you're like, I never would have thought to do this. You know?
Which is funny.
We were counter service at the beginning.
Right.
You know, like, and then people are like, no, we want people to wait on us. And then we started waiting on people, and then we started hiring servers. And I was like, well, now we are a full service restaurant, right? So got to listen to people.
You do. Which is funny. All the way back to the beginning when we first started talking, we're like, no, you got to tell people what they want. You do.
Yes, but you also have to listen
with
for
a framework.
feedback. Yeah,
exactly. And so I think it's always this kind of play between those two. I'm gonna tell you what you want. No, you tell me what you want. No, I'm gonna tell you what you want. And you tell me what you want.
A good partnership. A good relationship.
It is.
Yeah,
it's like a good relationship.
Uh-huh.
Good communication. That's funny how that works.
I never really thought about that, but yes, it works the same for your guests.
The same way.
You know, same thing for your wife, your husband, your spouse, whatever it is, your girlfriend, guests.
You know, it's funny. I've told people this my whole career. I'm like, oh, it's maybe a conversation for another time, but management philosophies I try to teach young managers, and they're like, oh, it's business and this is personal, or I just did this because it was business. No, it's not. It's all the same shit. There's no difference between business and personal. If I treat you like this in my personal life, I'm gonna treat you like that in my business life. I don't get to be a dick in my business life and then be a nice guy in my personal life.
Yes.
Those don't work.
Yes.
You know,
your identity has to show through. And we are going to talk about management stuff because I think that's awesome, because it's so difficult now with your staff. Well, it was difficult. I think I've gotten a good handle on it now, but let's say 3 years ago, dude, terrible, right? I'm still having flashbacks on how bad like staffing was and like the labor pool, people ghosting interviews and like how they treated you. Like I understand for a long time, like the employers held all the power and they treated employees like crap. I get that.
Right.
And then it swung way too far on this side where employees were like, well, now you owe me everything and I owe you nothing. And I was like, what the heck? Now I feel like it's starting to swing back to where we're in the middle where like I treat you well, you treat me well.
Right.
But if we don't have this, we don't belong together.
That's right.
You know, but it took me so long to figure that out because I'm always trying to bend over backwards for people. And then going back to tribe and like creating like psychological safety for people. It's, I love this conversation because it's, when I say I want to treat my staff that way, and I want to create psychological safety for everyone, it's not everyone. It's the right ones.
Right.
So it's the ones who care about me. If you don't care about me, I'm not going to worry about your psychological safety. We're just not going to work together.
No, absolutely.
You know, but if we work together, I am 100% going to care about you as a person, right? But not everyone belongs in my tribe. I'm starting to realize that now, which I use it because if I don't have a term, then the concept escapes me, but I call it protecting the team. Right. It's not bringing in good people. It's getting rid of the ones who don't want to be there. And you have to figure that out. The ones that talk behind your back, like it's stupid that we have to open the door for guests. I was like, if you think that's stupid, this isn't the place for you.
No, you don't want to be here.
Right? Yeah. If you think it's stupid that you got in trouble for not showing up to work and not calling anybody, guess what? This is not the right place for you.
Right.
Right. But dude, if you do the right thing, I'm going to do the right thing. And that's why the staff that we have now, they understand that, and it's reciprocal, right? Like, I'm going to give you everything. You give me everything. And bro, we're going to be happy in the middle. If you have a problem, let me know. We'll fix it. Right. And if I have a problem, I'm going to tell you, you're going to fix it.
Right.
Relationships. I look at everything as dating a lot now because like it's an easy concept to understand.
Well, it's funny. Some time ago, I moved away from every now and again, I'll hire somebody if they're really like, I know, for example, I've got one of my guys on my staff, came impeccable resume, amazing, and I hired him on talent. But for the most part, I don't care anymore if you've done this before. I'm hiring on personality, almost exclusively, just on personality. If I can train you. I mean, in our business, for the most part, I'm not to belittle what we do. It's hard and technical, but for the most part, I can train almost anybody to 10 bar. I can train anybody to wait. When I had a kitchen, a little bit more difficult, but still, if you got the right attitude, you can come up. It's how they used to do too. It was a very much apprentice-based position. It wasn't culinary school. We worked as a line cook. You were on salad. You were a saute. You kind of worked around the kitchen and learned. Yeah. But 100% higher on personality now, and it's done very, very well for us for some time. Because you're right, that's the thing. My biggest pet peeve in any business, I talk about a Capital One branch in New Orleans for a long time. They said they closed at 5. They actually closed at 5:15, and I knew it as a guest because I talked to the branch manager. On the door it said they closed at 5, but to their staff they closed at 5:15 every day. And if you got there at 5, they served you. How's a bank beating a restaurant at that? If I come to your place at 10 o'clock, my posted hours are 10 o'clock, you were served full service, not rushing you out of here. I'm not trying to do my fucking side work on the side. I'm serving you the same way you did if you came at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock or in the middle of the shift.
Yes.
I'm very big on that, and my staff all understand that. At Hayride, now it's a little, not doing food, but even at Hayride, you come in at 1:55, 1:58, I will make you a great cocktail. We're going to close in a couple minutes.
I mean, legally at 2, I have to stop, right?
But I will make you your drink to the best of my ability, because those are my posted hours. 3 o'clock, we open at 4. When did we right at 4 o'clock? Yes, that's when I fucking open.
I don't know when this happened where like staff got to decide when the cutoff was. Like if it's at 9:30, if you close at 10, I was like, if we wanted to stop at 9:30, we would say we close at 9:30.
Right.
Like we do it at 10. Like who made up this invisible rule? And does everyone know this rule? Because if it's the rule, we'll write it down somewhere. So like there's a little more clarity, but if you don't want, those people don't belong with me anyway, because they're the type of people that don't care about others. And I want people who care about others.
Yes.
It's not that hard.
If you come in at that time, it's because nobody out there, you don't have another place to go. You really are hungry. Maybe you are a considerate asshole and that's what you do and you don't think about it. But to me, you're not. I said I'm open to 10. And if you want to sit there and eat and drink, don't sit there for 3 fucking hours. But, I'm not saying come in at 10 right when we close and then the restaurant's been empty for 3 hours. But I'll sit. Yeah. When I had a restaurant, I'll sit. If you're sitting there, I'm not going to rush you out. Finish your meal. If I need to tell my staff to go home and I need to wait on them because I care about my staff, then I'll do it. But yeah, if you come in, but then again, that goes back to most of my staff at both places. You come in at the end, they're smiling. What can I get for you? They give you a politely. I have to close the doors in a couple minutes. But I'm more than happy to get you a drink, and assuming you're not drunk and I'm not the last spot where I'm over serving you. But yeah, I think that's it. When I teach my managers I always say it's easy to be a dick. Like it is the easiest. It's just easy to be mean. I have one mode, mean. I don't have to think. I don't have to think about what motivates you, how to get you to do what I want you to do. I just yell at you. I've had really bad bosses. One of them was a Tigerland boss, not a Fred's. And that's what they did. They just yelled and fired. Yelled and fired, yelled and fired, yelled and fired. You know, fuck it, you, bye. Didn't work with anybody. And I would say, oh, it's just business. I think no, it's not. It's you. Yeah,
this is your personality.
Yeah, you're just
through.
A dick.
Like this is what makes you happy,
right? Or it's an out. I don't have to think about you. I don't have to think. Oh my, because if you let that thought in, I want to be a nice person. It just ruins you because then you don't know how to manage. So what I've always told them is, when you have to say, give bad news the same way you give good news for the most part. Stay as even keeled and consistent as you can. When you have to fire people, do it for the genuine reason they do. I've fired a bunch of people. I don't like firing people. I do it a lot.
Terrible. But you have to protect the team.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I've got to protect the rest of the staff. And 90% times the thing we talked about earlier, where you like years down the road, I've had them come back to me, man, thank you for terminating me in that way.
Firing me was the best thing that ever happened.
has.
Got my shit together.
I've had people going on to do great things after that. It was a wake-up call because I was honest with them. I wasn't mean. I'm like, look, this is where I think you could benefit in the future. You know, it's not working like this here. I don't think we're the spot for you now. But you think you're talented in these ways. And I think, you know, maybe on another team, maybe this works for you, but it's just not right here. And I've had so many people come back to me. I don't know if I have maybe one or two people I've fired in my life that were just like, man, Remi's a fucking asshole. And that just never grew up. But a large preponderance of them were like, man, I really appreciate the way you handled that. I was going through this in my life. I'm like, I know, because I talked to you. I know what you were going through. And I know, and I told you at the time, I said, look, I think this is going on. And I said, I don't have the time or patience. It's not fair to your other team members right now. I just can't go through this with you right now.
I know you're working through this, but it's not fair that you're working through this and it's affecting all of these people.
Exactly. And I think if you can do that, if you can just be a person to them, I knew very recently I had to let somebody go, and I knew they were fucked. They were fucked. I fired them. They had no other job opportunities. This was their job, but it didn't work. Like it didn't, and I couldn't keep selling because
I'm sure you've given so many second chances too, like seconds and thirds and fourths.
Well, we do adhere to a progressive discipline process. I talk to you first, and then we document it. Not because it's a fucking write up. I hate that word. It's just so hey,
we document.
We talked about it, and it wasn't on the same page. So let's just get this documented so I can reread it and see this is what I talked about, because you know how it is. Sometimes you talk and then I forget what I said, and in those little quick coaching sessions, you know, call them like I don't know if I remember. Did I say it the way I wanted to? Well, let's just sit down, and it does feel a little bit more formal. Hey, look, this is serious. I talked to you about it, and the behavior is continuing. Let's sit and talk and document, and then, but again, I've gone through a fair process with you. There's some occasions where I don't do that. I terminate on spot as violence or
something that harms some other people.
Yeah, you're just gone.
Anything that breaks like integrity and trust, like is a big one for me.
That's it. You know, or if and I have a big problem with, in some senses, with subordination. If you're yelling at your managers, verbally abusing them,
I can take a lot. I can take a lot of abuse, and I'm like, I'm cool. I'm going to get through to it. You know, I'm going to figure it out. But if you do it to someone else, especially someone else that's doing like good work for me and someone I care about, I have zero tolerance.
Yeah, there's no way. That's not the one you even coach with. It's just not okay to pop up that one time. It's not okay. So, but yeah, I think you do those things. And you treat them. You treat them like they're your family, and you're fair with them, and you want them to grow and do the right things, and you educate them and train them, and then that's where you can't be a dick. Because again, that's one modality for everybody. Well, that doesn't work for everybody. It does work for some people. There's some people that are motivated by dicks. And I can be like that, but you've got to take the time to get to know the employee, which again goes back to communication, trust, and know that if I have to raise my voice, which I very, very rarely do.
I can probably say I've never done that in anger. Excitement, yes. I'm a loud dude. But
I've raised my voice 3 times. Once because we had just hired a cocktail girl, and one of the staff members didn't like it, and he was being a prima donna at it, and he started belittling her.
Oh God!
And her job in front of her. One of the terminations I talked about that went positive.
Yeah,
I did yell at him a lot, and
but he needed that.
He did
wake up call.
He did. Once at Republic, I yelled at a kid. Fuck. It's a great story, segue story on its own. So, hired this bar back. Asked him to go. I said, "We're about to open, dude. We're about to open the doors." Republic had these big, posts, old beams. I said, "I need you to go sweep around some clutter around the post. We're about to open. I need you to go sweep it up." I knew that he had a little bit of a drug problem, but we were working with it, and it's a different time, whatever. Apparently, he had ate more Molly than he'd ever eaten in his whole life before he started working.
Oh God.
And so I go send him to sweep around this post. And I go do shit, whatever. I'm walking around the bar. Public's a big place. You can go check upstairs bar, 2 satellite bars, VIP room. I think we had Lil Wayne coming that night, like stage, get ready for the DJs and whatever. About an hour later, it would backfill. I mean, it wasn't, we opened at, I think at that time we opened at 10. So it's 11 o'clock. There's people in there, but they're not murdering it. He's sweeping the same fucking spot an hour later, like this, like it's a 45-pound Olympic bar that he's trying to push, and he's grinding his teeth. He's just,
he's probably having the best time of his life right now.
Oh, he God, something was going on in his head, and I'm like, his head security. I'm like, Bruce, did you see this? He's like, yeah, bro. He's been doing that for like an hour. I'm like,
I was gonna stop him, but I want to see how long he does this.
So that's exactly my thought process. So I'm like, Bruce, keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do any fucking weird shit. But don't let anybody fuck with him. But I want to kind of see this thing out. Midnight comes.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. 1 o'clock, same spot. Still doing it. 2 o'clock, we're getting murdered. People everywhere, people bunching into him, and he's trying to sweep around the people knocking into him. Now this is like shoulder to shoulder packed, like Hyde Republic days. Crowd starts clearing out 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
How good was this?
I don't know,
dude. I don't think I've ever had any drugs that were that good.
8 hours, and we closed. I think that night we closed at like 5:30. 6 o'clock, we're all packing up to go do the things we were talking about. Still sweeping. We had to turn the lights on to clean. We were turning them. Obviously, I wasn't going to leave him there, but I wanted to see what he did. We turned the lights off, and he popped out of it, and he walked right over to me. He's like, dude, I cleaned that spot. What else you got?
Oh, God. That's insane, dude.
Oh, the staff died because they were watching the whole night. Out. They walked on. I mean,
he was the show that night.
Oh, I mean, because everybody fucking knew. I mean, it's not that they didn't know. So everybody knew. I've never seen people cry laughing more in their entire life. He's like,
what?
Bro, what? Do you want me to go do it again? And I fucking lost my shit. I'm like, dude, are you okay to get home? And I didn't really have Ubers. They would call him a taxi. I said, dude, let me put you in a taxi, get you home. Yeah, I fired him next day.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, come on, like you're not a good fit for here. Like,
no, but that was amazing. He was, dude.
I have to. There's been some people like throughout the years where like you have to go back through security footage, and you're like, are you standing there for like 45 minutes, just standing there, and you're like, just doing this, and you're like, I watch until I'm like, are they gonna fall down? Like, are they gonna move? Are they? And you're like, bro, I don't know if I've ever been that fucked up where like I've been pretty fucked up, but I've never been that fucked up.
Same. I don't think I've ever been that messed up. I've never done a lot of drugs. I was always a drinker, which is why I think I'm still in this. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been that fucked up.
Dude, no, yeah. It's a different animal altogether.
Yeah, no. I said especially those bars or nightclubs, if I had a vice, it would have murdered me.
Yeah, you couldn't have handled it. Yeah.
No, if gambling, hookers, drugs, any of the vices you can think of would have been it, like, that would have been it.
It's a good thing all you do is like to drink, man.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, you still have fun, but that's not the worst thing that you could be doing.
No. It got me caught up a couple times, but yeah, that was my worst. And I wasn't a drunk every night. I wouldn't like go out and it's a big bar to run. So
you were working.
Yeah, I always, even all the owners at that time were pretty much hands on, and it took a lot because we did the same thing. All my partners were on the floor doing the same thing I was doing. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you being here. Networking.
That's why I felt so good in there all the time, I guess.
I think Republic I was really proud of because that was born. You got to think at that time was kind of the height of the disco rebirth with, all the
Studio 54, the movie came out.
Yeah.
Is that around that same time?
Well, we had Ministry Sound and things doing, all these big nightclubs were making a resurgence. Again, the economy was booming. Yeah. And that was our kind of answer to that. We were the anti-nightclub, especially for New Orleans. It's not a big glitzy. 360 tried to do that. And it worked, but Republic was born out of that. It was like, this is the answer. This is New Orleans' answer to nightclub. We did nightclub, I think, as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Bottle service, all that shit, acts, DJs. We at that time, DJ AM was big before he died. We had him there.
Yeah.
And
I haven't heard that name in forever.
I know, right?
God.
And so we were crushing, but we were the anti nightclub. We were a nightclub, but we were the antithesis. We were the one we'd come out and say we were nice to people. We weren't dicks. We weren't like gatekeepers and oh, you're so fortunate to be in here kind of thing. You know, it was very
I was
much.
like, thank you for coming. I need every single one of you.
So what we wound up happening is we got a bunch of nightclub people that normally wouldn't nightclub. We got people more in their mid 30s to mid 40s. We still get the young ones too all day because we were crushing it. But we had a lot more people that were in our age range and younger that time than we had any business doing. Plus, the Metro was also closed during that time.
The Metro.
So that helped us. No, Ampersand was open, but that was a different crowd. Yeah. Than what we were pulling. So, but yeah, be nice to people.
Dude, it's
funny how it works.
It goes so far, man. It goes so far.
Yeah, employees, guests,
everybody,
all of them.
More people need to understand that.
They do.
You know, that's the only way you're going to be successful. That, and now I'm learning community.
Right.
Like what we're trying to do now, I guess, to bring it back from the very beginning. But you have to be nice to people. It's always worked. It always will work. It's the core foundation of who we are as people in hospitality. But then you need to reach more people now, right? Like, but when I say reach more people, I'm not talking advertising or marketing. I'm talking like create that circle around you of people that you can trust and depend on. Like now, for sure, I can give you a call if I'm ever having a problem. Like, dude, like I know you've gone through this before. Like, you know, do you have any suggestions for me?
100%.
You know, and like that's the group of people that I'd like to be around, is people who help one another, who give without expectation, and who genuinely want to see you do well. Those are the ones. That's the tribe that I want to be a part of.
Yep, same. You know? And and I think, you know, on a more broad level, I think what you're doing with this is great. One reason why I was excited to do Hayride and Pelican and hopefully some more projects is I do come from New Orleans, which to me is a culinary mecca and bar mecca. And you know, with what they're doing down there, there's no reason why Baton Rouge can't have just as robust
I know, right?
as they do. We're right there. Keep ours in house. Offer those things. I think we have some room to grow in that regard. In food and beverage, I would love to see a more well-rounded food scene here. Same with beverage, and you know, if I wasn't the only cocktail bar, that'd be great. I'd love somebody to come in and do one, push us and what we do. I think there's some people in town that do it, but no, you know, so much of this town is defined by LSU, which is great. I love LSU. I can't.
When they're doing well, the whole town does, or the whole city is like the buzz, the energy, like everything is just elevated. And then when they're not, you can feel it.
You can.
I'm super close to campus, so I feel it first.
It's depressing, and that's the thing. And I think we can develop secondary and tertiary things and entertainment pieces to do, and food and beverage could be a huge one. I love what's going on in government. I love what's going on around town, but I think we could use more of it. But I think if us as a food and beverage community could rally, push our collective goals forward, I think Baton Rouge could be a mini New Orleans. We're that close. There's plenty. There's a surplus of talent there. I think we can do some of those things here in a very approachable way. A lot of our rents are as high as they are in New Orleans. Competition base is much lower. So if you're a budding chef, they can open up a restaurant.
This is probably where you need to be. I love that we're in this thing together, because like our moms has been doing podcasts with a lot of other restaurants. Like we did one with Dearman's Diner. We serve burgers together. People are like, why would you have like your competition? Like, it's not competition.
No.
You know, it's a friend. Right. You know, like I would bring a friend on and I would have a conversation with the friend. I was like, if you look at people as if like competition, we can't talk to them. And what? You're just gonna, no, we're not doing that, which is, our moms is very inclusive anyway with the name Our Moms.
Right, sure.
But I'm using, because I want to show people that we can all play well together. Like, you know, it's because like I highlight other restaurants on the restaurant page. You know, like we went to eat here. This is what we got, you know, almost like not influencing, right? But like, why can't we talk about other restaurants on your restaurant page? Why does it always have to be burgers and sandwiches and like things that we're doing? Which I get it. We do have that too, right? But I want to be well-rounded, like a community restaurant.
No, but and again, I love your thoughts on this because this is the thing. Thought experiment. You were the only place to get in burger in town. I'm going to get fucking tired of eating hamburgers. I just get tired of it, even if it's the best ever.
Try a different burger.
Go there, and then it'll make me want to come back to
yeah.
you. It'll counterintuitively increase your sales. As people say, well, you don't want to know the bar across the street. I want gravity. That's why McDonald's builds next to a Burger King, because you know that's where they have burgers. And if Baton Rouge is a burger town, then they come here to see you. This, you only have so much space. You can't
serve every
burgers.
single person every single day, every single week. Stephen Hightower says that a lot, and I love it because it's like people look at competition as if it's such a bad thing, but like it's options for people. You can't eat at the same restaurant. They can't eat at your restaurant every single day, which is why if they go somewhere else, they'll appreciate you for the things that you do well. Not everyone's going to crush it on all cylinders, you know, but the things that you do well, they'll come back. I come here for this. Right? Or I come here for this. They don't have to like everything on the menu.
Right.
You know? But if they come back for the old fashioned, like Jeff loves the old fashioned. That's the he always, first thing he orders. Doesn't even deviate. Doesn't try anything else. Me, I'm like, dude, pick me something. Right. Jeff's like, old fashioned. You know? I
love that. I love that.
But that's what I love about the community that we're starting to build is we care about one another. And then when you, dude, it's just so much more fun when you walk out of the house now.
Yeah.
You know, like now I know your face, you know my, like, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
Right? When we go to LRA events or like Epicurean events or any event, honestly.
Right.
Like it's all restaurant people. Like we're kind of the backbone of like the society, if you think about it.
It is.
This is where people meet up, bars and restaurants.
And that's what we need to teach the younger generation to go back. And then it is. This is where, you know, my partner likes to talk about third spaces a lot. And
third spaces?
Yeah, third spaces. So,
what does that mean?
So basically, he would describe it way better than I do. But like, so the coffee community at Pelican is a third space. So the book club's like a third space.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So it's where communities get together and...
Like a community within a community.
Correct. And so, but that's what we developed really well at Pelican. And again, if he was here, he would love to talk to you and go in about third spaces. But yeah, it's communities within communities, but where you get together and exchange ideas and talk. That's what Republic was based on. When initially we would call it Public for Public House, like the old Roman houses, which is essentially like a third space. But yeah, it's where the groups in the community get together to discuss and hang out.
Anything and everything.
That's it.
I love that. Yes. I'm starting to build a broader definition of community anyway. Before it's just like restaurants. Now it's like everyone related to food and drinks, right? And then now it like I said, we're the center of everything.
You really are. This way you go to meet. I don't want to go. I'm not going to sit in a library and talk.
Yeah. I'm not going to meet you at Dillard's.
Right.
Like,
exactly. Dillard's is not a third space.
Yeah. How often does probably every time, hey, where do you want to meet up? It's probably going to be something that has food or drink in it.
Always.
Every single time.
Yeah. I can't think of any time where I've said, let's meet here.
Let's meet at the park. And you're like, no. We're not meeting at the park.
Fucking park.
Yeah, right.
It would be probably a great place to do it. It's pretty.
If I had dogs and we had a dog date, yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, never.
But socially, we're going to meet at restaurants and bars.
That's what you can do. You're going to meet at a restaurant or bar.
Dude, I love this. Oh my God. Dude, today was so much fun, man.
Yeah, it was, dude. I appreciate it.
I'm so glad that you came by, dude. I'm so glad I met you at the event.
Yeah, no, it's weird. He passed across and then there it is.
Dude, friends. That's what I like, dude. It's finding people that you like and that you bond with and you connect on some level. And then, dude, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you.
Same. I appreciate it.
So I say this during my podcast all the time. I'm not a guest collector because I don't do this for, I'm not a podcaster.
Right.
I like to build relationships. That's what I've always done. That's what I once again, that's what fills my cup. Right. So if I have you on, I would love to have you on again. And I've been opening this up to especially, I won't bring you on if I don't like you, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a weird thing. Like I'm not just like collecting people.
Right.
But if I like you for a reason, like the things that you're doing or our values align, and I've been offering this to people. If you have like an event coming up that you want to talk about, dude, this is just a conversation. This stays set up.
Right.
So it's literally nothing for me to like hit record and let's do this, right?
Oh yeah.
No one's taken me up on it yet because it's only been 3 months that we've been doing this, right? But I've had people call and be like, hey, I've got this event coming up like in like next year. And I'm like, do you mind if I was like, dude, what do you mean? I don't know anything about this event. So I love to learn. So I want to know more things about it, right? Like the Silent Book Club, dude, bring Lance on. Like I want to know, like, where did the inspiration come from? Like I want to know what people do while they're there.
Yeah.
You know, like that's fun.
Yeah, no, you think he's really interesting. And if I bring Lance on, I will not be talking because he'll
take over.
He is a talker.
Oh, dude.
But it's great. It's great when he gets going. It's great. He's got a theater background, and one of my best joys in life. I tell this all the time. It's really weird, but that motherfucker reads you a book. You're like, bro, you can read to me all day.
He's one of those people.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he pick any passage out of a book and start reading to you like. And you don't stop reading, bro.
Cadence, tone, pitch, up and down. Like it takes you on like a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, dude. It's on point. He'd read got fucking technical manual to you, like, where do I put the bolt next?
Yeah. I didn't start learning that skill until I had kids because like you'd read to them, like, I sound like an idiot. Like, and then you start to use better inflection. You start to like pause more, right? Like you're starting to tell a better story. Because like for a kid, they don't care. Like they're in it because you're just talking to them, right? But for me, I was like, why can't I use this opportunity that we're doing this together to get better at what I'm doing and then give you a better experience? I don't care that you're 2 years old, like I don't care.
It's even better if you're 2 years old. You're gonna love it.
So, and then you're gonna judge probably like everything else after this. I'm like, it could be better.
Yeah,
right? Everything could be better. We talked about that earlier. Like everything always can get better because it should. Because if not, you don't care enough.
Agreed.
If you care, you're always going to make it better. You're always going to fix something small. You're always going to tweak this. You'll always take feedback. If you think you got it figured out, you won't do anything.
Yep, agreed.
So, dude, awesome.
Awesome, dude.
Remi, thank you for coming in, man. Whew. Now, normally this is where Jeff cuts it.